Oh, I know it's late. This guy's hinges are a little tighter than I'd like them to be. Not as hinges, more like this width to this width. So to kind of pad these out and make them soft so it doesn't pinch or anything if it touches your cheeks, I made a hinge sock, which you can see opens up, and this is a second revision, and I'm gonna make another adjustment, and then I think I'll be happy with it. You can see it pulls open from the top to access the hardware. It doesn't on the bottom, but it will on my final revision. And it's just over top of the hinge. You don't have to sew it. It's, to put it on, you take the hinge apart at the joint, slide it onto the bottom, pull it back, hinge it, and then slide it back up. And then there's two little gaps I've left in the top and the bottom that your spring goes on through. So feasibly, you should be able to put your bottom spring on your bolt, which I can't show you, but you can see it's underneath the nut. And then you unfold the top and you can put it up on your thing. So normally I put the bolt under these, but the idea with this access is that if your cheek padding is over this but not glued to this, you should be able to carefully lift it to access your components so that you can take your springs off. So when you're not using your head, you're not stretching your springs out unnecessarily. And then when you go to use your head, you just put your spring over your bolt. And this is very difficult to do one-handed and hold a camera. But you can see, so it works just like that. And it's a spring on a screw, so the ridges will hold it in place. And like I said, normally I use both hands and make sure it's back all the way. And then you just cover it back up with your sock. And it protects your springs from your face, so you don't get any hair pinched in there. You don't get your cheeks pinched in there. It's soft and feels good. And if it's sweaty, you can take your sock off and wash it and put it back on. So these socks are something that I'm going to start putting onto my heads, and maybe I'll sell them in my Etsy shop. Now, if you were not aware of it, my hinges, I place my screw holes specifically so you can use the inner pegs for your hinges rather than fighting to push them through random holes in the hinge. I've cut myself many times on other V hinges that I have to attach with pliers, and you can't take them off, and they stretch out over time. By doing them on screws, it makes them finger friendly, so you can take them on and off. It to reduce tension, which makes cleaning easier. It makes your springs last longer, so you'll likely never have to replace them if you unspring it when you're not wearing it. It puts them in a good position so they're outside of the base and away from your face, so no pinching. And with the addition of a sock, now you don't have to worry about getting your hair tangled in there, because that's always one of my things I hated the most, was getting my hair tangled in the little hooks. And now it's all completely covered, but still easily accessible to do what I need with. So that is a neat thing. And it, get your foxy going. Chomp, chomp, chomp. And I should go to bed because it's like 1:30 in the morning. Yeah, so there's that. It's a Hinge sock.